Well, before we talk about the game, obviously I got to thank the people responsible for this building. I mean, you guys saw we've been kind of holding it under wraps here until we got everything done, but what an amazing facility to be able to play. It's going to be, I think, a really tough home court advantage for us as we get into the season. And the Ryan family, which has been so special to Northwestern, their commitment, the Wilson family, the Kirkpatrick family, people that, not only are they donating money, but they're also investing with, their energy, their belief, their commitment in what we're doing here with our basketball program. And obviously that makes me hungrier to do my part. And so to be able to walk out there tonight is a long-time vision of, Dr. Phillips, President Shapiro, myself, to be able to see this come to fruition and to see what we have and to see what our future holds. That was a special night for me. So overall, pleased with how we played. Obviously, the first time you play, there's going to be a little bit of jitters. I thought the first 4 or 5 minutes, we played a little bit to that. I thought guys were a little bit nervous, anxious. That's to be expected. It means they care. Loved what our bench did. And I think that's what the kind of team we're going to have this year. I think you guys saw. I'm less concerned with who starts games. I really believe we have 10 guys who can help us. And once Aaron Falzone gets healthy, I believe that to be 11. So, I think you saw with the minutes, everybody was right around 20 minutes tonight. Everybody contributed. We have multiple ball handlers. We're trying to play a style where we could take advantage of our length and our aggressiveness defensively and try to play, a cutting, motion type offense that plays to our strengths, getting the ball inside, posting our big men, posting our wings, playing off movement, which I think really lends itself more to our personnel. So thought a lot of guys did a great job and overall was really pleased with the win tonight.
When did you first kind of come into this arena once it was built, and what was that like for you?
Yeah, obviously I've been here a little bit along the way in stages, but about 2 weeks ago when I came in and the floor was down and the baskets were down and you just came in and you looked around, it was pretty special. For me, you got to remember this building is special to me. My last high school game was in the old Welsh-Ryan Arena. I had my press conference to be announced as the coach here in the old arena. There's so many memories, the Michigan game, the selection show. This building has meant a lot to me in my life, over a span of a lot of years. And to be a part of the new chapter and the new Welsh-Ryan Arena. And I just envision how loud, I hope you guys felt it too. Like once we get into the season and get into the conference, I think the intimacy of the building is really going to stand out. I think it's going to be loud and hopefully give our guys the edge we need against the teams we're going to have to play against.
How did that day 2 weeks ago compare to that night after the day you took the job when you came in the dark with your family?
Yeah.
How do those kind of compare?
Pretty similar. I've told you guys all along. You can make fun of me or whatever, but I've always been a dreamer. I've always had a huge imagination. When I was a little kid, I dreamed of big moments. I dreamed of being a part of special games and special things. And so sometimes when you walk into buildings alone, you can let your mind go to cool places, and you think about big games in there. That's what I envisioned. I envisioned a Big Ten game and the place going nuts and us making plays and getting big wins. And, you think of moments, and that's what I've always done my whole life. And so sometimes those nights you come in and it's really quiet and you can just dream about those things. It's pretty cool. And it was no different with this new building.
Chris, I know you've had the good memories from the old building, but how much better is this than that? And in what meaningful ways? Well,
first of all, you guys see it's absolutely beautiful. Every detail, I think it fits us. It's classy yet beautiful. It gives our guys everything they need, whether it's sports medicine capabilities, the courts, soon to be the Treenan's Performance Center. Once we get that project finished next door, it'll be one-stop shopping for our guys. Great atmosphere to play in. The locker rooms are better. I told the officials the first order of business was to give them a great locker room, so they were appreciative of that. I hope you guys like this setup. No longer do we have to kind of weave our way up into the old End Club and try to make a press room out of it. So I think it's better in every way. I mean, this was a lot of work from a lot of people. You know, we had people that traveled across the country headed by Jim Phillips that looked at all new construction, whether it be professional arenas, you know, new construction in college, some big, some small. You know, we did not spare any detail with this. We wanted to make it the best. And that's what I love about being at Northwestern. It wasn't just let's put a Band-Aid on something that isn't great. If we're going to do it, let's do it and have it be the best. And that's why I love the people that I work for. And there was a lot of work put into every single detail. And hopefully you guys see the final product is just absolutely amazing in my opinion.
Just can I get your take on all the freshmen, especially Pete Nance? Good to see that he was not shy about shooting.
Yeah, no, he's not shy about shooting. And I'm okay with that. I'm that kind of coach. I thought they did very well. It's never easy your first game because you want to do well. I think you see all of them are going to bring things to the table that are going to really help our team. You know, Pete has a chance to be a special player, and you know, he needs experience, he needs strength, he needs development, all those things. But you just look at him out there, the way he moves, 6'10", 6'11", his length, his ability to make threes. He can handle the ball, he can block shots, he got 8 rebounds. Like in today's basketball game, he's kind of that hybrid guy that everybody sees and loves, you know, on all levels. And he's a great kid. He works really hard, and I just don't want to speed him up because, you know, he's just a freshman, and I like the fact that we got a lot of seniors that can help him with his development. I thought Miller Kopp showed, you know, he got to the basket, his toughness, his strength. He'll finish a couple of those around the basket. Ryan Greer gives us another guard who can handle the ball, get us an offense. And, you know, Ryan Young, you know, the plan is to redshirt him. So, you know, that's why he didn't play tonight. You know, he's going to be a terrific player for us. But, you know, with having the guys in place that we have, I think it'd be really wise to give him a year to work on his body and get himself ready for the future. So overall, I really like our class, and I think they have a chance to have a really great careers here.
Chris, you talked about atmosphere now twice already. We've heard it with the dunks during the course of the game, but to be here on campus and have the student body be able to walk down the street and get here, how important is that? Yeah,
well, to me, that's what college basketball is all about. You know, you think about college basketball, those are the special environments. You think of the Dukes, the Kansases, the Kentucky, you know, the Indiana, the place that have those special environments where students are right on top of the court. There's an atmosphere that opposing teams know what they're in for. And that's what we're trying to build. And you can only really build that if you're right on campus. And, you know, we were so appreciative of what the people of Rosemont did for us last year. They did everything in their power to make it our home, and they did a great job. But there's nothing like being back on campus, and our guys are excited. They feel it, and there's a lot of pride in our guys. You know, when they walk out there, you know, you just, man, this is our building. This is our place. And that, to me, that's a cool thing.
Coach, unexpected start for Miller Kopp tonight. What were some of the factors that went into that?
Well, I'm not really, like I said, I'm not really worried about who starts and who comes off the bench. You know, the way we're trying to play this year involves a lot of cutting, a lot of movement. It involves a lot of activity defensively. So I see myself playing a lot of guys. I see myself keeping fresh guys in the game. And I don't know from night to night who's going to start. I really don't. I want our guys to all have a starter's mentality. I mean, you look at the bench guys, Gaines plays 21 minutes off the bench, Greer 21 minutes, Turner 18 minutes. So, I mean, the bench played just as much as the starters. So I don't want really guys to get caught up on who's starting, who's coming off the bench. It's more about how do the pieces fit, who plays well together, and let's make sure we always have a team on the court that can be competitive.
Coach, do you have any update on the timetable for return for Aaron Falzone? Coach, any update for the return on Aaron Falzone? I saw him with a boot on his left.
Yeah, right now he's dealing with an ankle injury. He's out indefinitely, and hopefully for Aaron it's sooner rather than later. We just don't know. I feel for him because he's a gym rat. He works. He wants to be a part of it. He's a great teammate, and he's had a rough go physically with injuries. So we're going to get him healthy. We're going to get him right, and hopefully put him in a position in the not too near future to get him back out there with his teammates. But I'm not sure how long that's going to be. Yeah.
During the game, there were a bunch of intelligent defensive plays, deflections. Where's the team right now in picking up the defensive scheme you're trying to implement?
Yeah, I mean, I think our defense is in a good spot, to be honest. We've really worked hard on it. I think there's there's a real focus on that end of the floor. I think we'll shoot the ball better. We go 9 for 28 from 3, 4 for 11 from the foul line. I got to think those numbers are going to average themselves out. But to hold a team to 44 points, to hold them to under 30% shooting, our length is bothersome. We have big guards and wings. That's what I've been saying. You throw lineups out there that have Anthony Gaines and Vic Law and A.J. Turner and Pete Nance and Miller Kopp. Like we have size, we have length, and we have all guys who commit themselves to that end of the floor. And Derek and Barrett are very good defensive big men. They guard pick and rolls well. They protect our basket well. They guard their position well inside. So I think we have the makings of being a very good defense as long as we keep our mindset right and stay connected on that end of the floor.
Chris, you mentioned earlier on being hungrier just because you see what resources were put into this. When you get what you want, when you get what you ask for as a coach, what is that sense of responsibility that sort of the heightens that you alluded to?
Yeah, I mean, there's now, like, you look around and there's no reason, in my opinion, why we can't be a high-level basketball program. We're in the conference. We have the facilities. We're at a great school. We're in Chicago. We're starting to build a perception of a program that plays hard, plays to win. There's no reason why we can't, in my opinion. You guys might think I'm crazy, but why can't we be really good? And I've always believed like that. And I've always believed this place could be special. And for the people that I work for and work with to be able to believe in that too, and to give us these amenities, to give us these facilities, the way we travel, the way we feed our guys, like they're giving us all the resources that you need to be at a high level. Now we have to do our part. We have to recruit the right guys. We got to work our tails off and put the product on the floor that is worthy of what we've been given by our administration. And that's what I mean by that. Like, I don't take that lightly. And I view a big responsibility to deliver a program that's worthy of all these nice things.
So there was a certain stretch in certain parts of the game where between playing Ash and Greer, you sort of had A.J. Turner and Anthony Gaines bring up the ball. Mm-hmm. What's your plan for the primary ball handler spot in those situations?
Yeah, committee. I think the guys that you mentioned will all be in that role. I think Vic can bring it up. At times I think it'd be a combination of all of those guys. I think you even saw, like, at times Miller and Pete, if they got a rebound, Ryan Taylor. We've really worked to try to not have like a point guard driven system. We kind of have in my opinion, what we try to do is have 4 interchangeable parts with a big guy. And so there'll be different lineups on the floor based upon who's playing well, who we're playing, how we want to match up. But I think all those guys you mentioned have to be in a position to help with ball handling. And, if teams want to come after us, I'm confident. We have things in place to be able to fight the pressure and do it as a team. And we'll miss that element of McIntosh, no question about it. I mean, he's as good as it gets in terms of being a point guard in this conference for 4 years. But I think we have good enough players to do it in our own way and do it in a different way with this team and still win.
Before, what do you know about the University of New Orleans?
Well, we've played them a couple times. They're usually very athletic. Their coach has done a great job there. A couple years ago, I think they were in the NCAA tournament. But we've had them in here before. We know they play very hard. We know they're usually athletic. They're physical. We'll dive right into the tape now. You have to be – these early season games are tough because you don't get a lot of film. You got to kind of go by last year and returning guys and word of mouth and try to put a game plan together. But we know they're going to come in here ready to go. When early in the season, those are difficult games because no one's been beaten down by losses. I mean, they're coming in – everybody's undefeated. So they're coming in fresh. They're coming in confident. And they're going to be ready to go. Hopefully it'll be a great crowd. We can get our students out and get this thing rocking and get off to a great start on Thursday night.
It's a great one to end on.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for being here, guys.